folks, Glastonbury 2025. Let me tell you my thoughts thus far. I've seen most everything I want to see now. There's only one more act I want to see, but I'll give you the lowdown on what I think. Now, you know what we're building up to? Old Rocket Rod. You know we're building up to Rod, you know that. Because I told you last week, the week before, 6 weeks before, we would be talking about Rod. I said I thought he'd fall flat on his face, I thought he'd be crap, but I hoped he would be really, really, really good. Now, most of you think I've got it in for Rod. I've not. No, I've not at all. I'm not over keen on him all the time with some of the things he says, and I'm certainly not keen on their Penny, although everyone seems to like her. But I wanted him to be good. I'll tell you in a minute what I thought. Let me give you a couple of other acts first. I told you early on in the week, didn't I? That weekend. Old Alanis. I seen Alanis Morissette. Thought she was fantastic. Really good. Fantastic voice. Really, really good. Looks good for age. Sounds fantastic. Can't dance to save her life. No rhythm whatsoever. But as a singer, which is what she's paid to do, bloody-sational. Right. I said I was looking forward to seeing John Fogerty. I love Creedence Clearwater Revival, really do. Got in late on a Saturday night, really late, about 1 a.m. Listened to 3 or 4 songs before I went to bed, and the first thing I thought was, he's playing these really fast, isn't he? This is a lot faster than normal. But the main thing that hit me was, although his voice was in tune, it was a lot higher pitched than before. And I thought, well, as you get older, normally, if anything, it drops. I mean, it weren't that he was getting high notes. It's just that he was singing higher. And it didn't really suit the songs. And that's not the John Fogerty I know and love. But I thought to myself, that could be the beer. It could have affected my ears. I'll have a good listen tomorrow. Well, I did. Well, I didn't listen tomorrow. That would have been Sunday. I listened earlier today, Monday. And it was the same. I listened to 2 more songs and thought, no, I'm not going to listen to any more of this. If I'd have bought a ticket to go and see John Fogerty, I would have been really, really, really disappointed. As I say, he rushed through the songs, but more than that, sounds nothing like he did when he was fronting Creedence. Now, I've seen old John on his own, about 20-odd years ago now or more. He was sensational, really good. At Glastonbury, no, it's not for me. I hate to say that because it's someone I love. It really is. Love the songs. The Greatest Hits is one of the greatest LPs I've got. A fantastic listen. If ever you get a chance to get it, folks, get it. You won't go wrong with that. It's great if you want a quiet hour to yourself, lay on the bed, put a record on. That's one of the good ones to listen to. I promise you, it's really, really good. Some unknown classics on there as well. Disappointed with old John. Right, I did say that we heard Pulp was the surprise guest. Now, I've seen Pulp in its entirety in the last couple of hours. The only other one I want to see, I told he's one other I want to see, that's Nile Rodgers. I want to see old Nile. I've not seen him yet. I looked for him earlier, couldn't find him. But I'll catch up with him in the next day, so don't worry about that. Watch Pulp. I thought they were sensational. But I just love Jarvis. I absolutely love Jarvis. I think he's absolutely brilliant. The most unlikely pop star in the world. But I just like him. And I've heard the concert, just heard the hour. And I know more songs than I thought I knew. Maybe it's because I've seen him a couple of times on the TV. I've got none of the material. I've never bought any. The Britpop phenomenon went over my head. It wasn't really for me. I'm a 70s rocker from the old classic rock era. But of the Britpop people, Pulp were my best of them all. I thought they were by far the best. I think Jarvis has just got something about him. He's got a certain kind of charisma. And I don't know where the charisma comes because you're looking at him and whatever else. You don't see it, but he's got it. He's just got something about him. Plus, I think he's very clever. I just think he's great. I love Pulp. Love Jarvis. Thought they were great. What did I think of Sir Rod? Well, I listened to the first 4 yesterday afternoon late on. No, it wasn't. I listened to one and a half songs when it was on, just before it went off. 2 songs, something like that. And I didn't think it sounded brilliant, but I thought, no, give him a proper go when they show it in its entirety at 7 o'clock, 7:15 on BBC One. Well, that's what I did. Her indoors had been out for a while, and she came home, and I said, I'm going to listen to the first 3 or 4 of these. Won't listen to it all. Let's see what it's like, and then I'll catch up on it tomorrow. Mind you, if it had been brilliant, we'd have kept on with it all the way through. Did his first song, and I said to her indoors, God, he's racing through this. This is a lot quicker than the original. As it turns out, I've listened to the original today, and it was quicker than I thought originally. But last night it was even more so. But he was struggling with it. What was the one he started with? Bear with me a second. Was it? Bear with me a sec. Tonight I'm Yours, yes, of course. He started with Tonight I'm Yours. And I just think he just raced through it, I really did. And I thought he was struggling at times because there wasn't much... There were so many vocals, it was going at speed, he wasn't getting a breath for himself. I thought it was poor. Tonight I'm Yours was a poor start. Then he did Dancing With My Baby. It's a song I don't really know. I've heard him do it before. I just thought it was a poor choice of song. It's not a great song, I don't feel. Then he did Some Guys Have All the Luck. Wasn't too bad. Not brilliant. Not too bad. Then he did Love Train. In shows, you get high spots and low spots. I would suggest you couldn't get any lower than this. Love Train was absolutely awful. It bombed. It tanked. If there's anybody out there that watches this video that watched Rod Stewart yesterday and thought it was good, then I can assure you, you've got one or two problems. Either you need your ear syringing or you know nothing about music. It was terrible. I've said in the past on here before, I don't mind Rod Stewart singing Rod Stewart songs. I don't tend to like him when he does like Your Great American Songbook and other classics. I think he butchers most of them. Love Train, he completely butchered. It was horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. And then we went, the first cut is the deepest. Now, that I thought was great. I thought he did that really, really, really well. And then we went Tonight's the Night. That was really, really good. That's where I checked out last night. When he did the first cut as the deepest, I thought to myself, I think Rod's going to be suited tonight by the slower ones. The ones with where there's no speed and he can take his time and whatever else, and he's not going to sing above his band, where the band isn't as loud and isn't. And that was the high spot of the concert for me. Those two together was the high spot. Now, I re-listened to them tonight, this afternoon, after I listened to the rest of his concert. Because I couldn't remember what he did the first 5 or 6 songs, although I knew I wasn't keen on the first song, and there was a couple I liked. They were the couple. The rest of it I've listened to today. And I'm not going to go through every song, but I'll tell you about a couple. But I thought that was the best part of the concert. I really, really did. Now, for me, I watched the first 5 and I thought to myself, well, he's not going down anywhere near as well as many of these tea time slotters do in the past, these legends. Not going down over well at all. And I am seeing comments on social media. No, not social media. I believe they're on social media. I don't go on there. I'm seeing them on the MSN and all these things and all these various sites and in the press. Some are saying he's great. Some are saying he wasn't bad. Some are saying he weren't good. I would say he was somebody in between great and not bad. Probably is probably about that. Not bad. All I look at is some of the past legends we've had. Paul McCartney, same age as him. I thought Paul McCartney was better. Paul McCartney's voice has gone now at the top end, but even though some of me struggle with, he did them better than Rod Stewart, and the ones where he didn't need that top end on it, I thought he was very, very good. I thought McCartney was better than Rod Stewart. Dolly Parton a few years ago, I thought she was twice as good as Rod Stewart. His old foe, his old sparring partner, ex-mate of his, Elton John. I thought Elton John, was it last year, was 4 times as good as Rod Stewart. He won't be happy to hear that. I thought Elton John was miles better. Now, Elton's voice might not be spot on as to what it was, but it's held up much, much better than Rod's has, and he was a lot more powerful. I thought Elton John last year was much better than Rod Stewart this. I really, really did. And I put them normally in about the same bracket, but I thought Elton John was much, much better. So we weren't there, first cut was the deepest and Tonight's the Night, and then we did others. I mean, Young Turks is an up-tempo song. He didn't do that too badly. It's one of the up-tempo songs he did all right, I thought. I mean, Maggie May wasn't great. As somebody said in the comment section, there's a part where he cocks things up. It was in Maggie May. It wasn't great. Maggie May wasn't great at all. I mean, I thought his best song, his best song, was If You Don't Know Me By Now. But it was probably his best song because Mick Hucknall helped him on it. They sung it together, doing different parts. Mick Hucknall sounded absolutely sensational, and Rod sounded pretty poor. But Mick Hucknall made it sound a better song than it would have done with Rod doing it, because Rod was crap. Again, as I say, it's not a Rod song, and I think when Rod sings songs of others, he doesn't do them that well. I think it was by the Temptations original. I think it was. And then Mick Hucknall took it and made it a number 1. Mick Hucknall can do other people's songs. I don't feel that Rod can. What else was there? I mean, the best song of the night for me, other than that, was that Lady Marmalade. Lady Marmalade, that was producer. What? You sure? Oh, well, that says it all. Sorry, I've been corrected. I still thought it was the best song of the night, but I can't put it as the best song of the night. Reason being is, Rod had nothing to do with it. He was off doing a costume change. It was just his backing band and them girl singers. Well, that for me was the best song of the night, so that tells you what I thought of Rod Stewart, really. Yes, he wasn't bad, but he wasn't brilliant. What I noticed was, the up-tempo songs, the faster songs, he struggled with more. There was a few songs where he was below the band, you could barely hear him. He did one later, I don't know if I wrote it down. Have I wrote it down? You just couldn't hear him. No, I've not. There was one anyway where I could barely hear him for a lot of the song, apart from in parts. But I noticed, especially with the first 5 or 6 songs I listened to yesterday, halfway through every single song, you had the old sax player come in doing a bit of a sax solo. Then maybe the guitarist. You even had someone do, on one song, I think we had a sax solo, we had the old violins, and we had the harp all in one go. And I thought, hey, you're not going to sing any words here, Rod. He was having break after break after break. I've never seen as many solos. You see songs with the odd guitar solo, but not that many with that many sax solos. It's never been that way before. So I think that was all to try to help him. I mean, he's complaining he only got an hour and a quarter. He begged for an extra quarter of an hour and got that. He's saying he wanted to do 2 hours, so he's got that many songs. Well, he could have had more songs if he didn't have as many sax solos and whatever else. I mean, these are the ones I was looking for that I don't think he played. I don't want to talk about it. I don't think he did it. I wanted that one. Have I told you lately that I love you? I wanted that one. You're in my heart. I'd really like that one. You wear it well. I wouldn't have minded that one. This old heart of mine. I wouldn't have minded that one. And my 2 favourites would have been The Killing of Georgie and Downtown Train. I didn't get any of them. Didn't get any. Plenty more songs he could have got in. But he kept doing the old bloody fiddle and the harp and the sax. The sax was on all the picking time. And then he brought Ronnie Wood on. Well, Ronnie Wood's just one of the... He could be on that show with, what's it called? With, I can't remember his name. The Walking Dead. He could have been on that. He looks like one of the Walking Dead. Looks like he just got out of bed. Ronnie Wood, for me, is massively, massively, massively overrated. I believe he's in the Stones because he's the conduit between Keith Richards and Mick Jagger because they're always falling out. Everybody likes him. I don't think he's particularly great. Certainly not a great guitarist. I've never been that keen on him. Lulu, yes, she was pretty good. She'd never stopped sucking up to Rod Stewart. She was pretty good. She sounded a lot better than Rod when they sung together. She sounded okay. He sounded poor. Did they do Hot Legs? They did. It weren't that good. She sounded better than he did. It's his song. Mick Hucknall, as I say, much better than Rod. He was brilliant. But we had him on for 3 minutes and got rid of him. Not surprising, he'd have stole the show. He was the best out there for me. Best performer on that stage yesterday, through that tea time slot, was Mick Hucknall. For all, you only got 2.5, 3 minutes of him. By a country mile. Just a bit disappointed. He's done some great songs, some really great songs, but I think his choice of song throughout wasn't brilliant. There was a few there he could have dropped and brought a few of those in I've just said, with a lot less solos and a lot less fannying about and a lot less costume changes. I think he thinks he was Beyonce yesterday. He could have got more songs in. He could have put some better songs in. He could put some ballads in. He was all right on the ballads. The fast ones he was struggling with. His voice is going. Your voice goes when you get older. I didn't think he was brilliant. I wanted more. As I say, Elton John the other year, much, much, much better. Anyway, Nile Rodgers. I'm not seeing him yet. I'm going to see him. I'm hoping to enjoy him. Again, as I say, I thought the crowd enjoyed it yesterday, but they weren't like they were for old Elton, or especially for Dolly. They loved old Dolly. Oh, they loved old Dolly Parton. No doubts about it. Rod, 50-50. 50-50. I'm not saying it for the sake of it, folks. I'm not saying it for the sake of it. I just thought, great for 80. Yeah, of course. Great for 80. Going up there doing an hour and a half in that heat. Great. But he just wasn't brilliant. I wanted more. I hoped for more. As I say, there was that bit halfway through them 2 songs. Brilliant. Could have got more of that. I'd have been happier. As it was, not brilliant. And it's not a personal thing with me and old Rod. He's never done me any harm. We don't know each other well. Well, we don't know each other at all. I just think he's a bit overrated in his and Penny's own minds, I think, more than anything else. As I say, I wish he would stick to his own songs and doesn't do any others. If you've not seen the Rod Stewart, forward in about 20 minutes, listen to the old... Is it not the Locomotion? Is it somebody doing trains? What is it? Love Train. Locomotion. I knew it was trains. Love Train. Go listen to that. Someone listen to that and tell me it's good. If you tell me it's good, I'm telling you now, as I say, you know nothing about music, or you need to get the old ears syringe and you'll be all right then. You'll be all right then. But if you've not had them syringe and you think it's good, have them syringe. Don't go listening to it again because it'll disappoint you. It really, really will. It was poor. Oh, it was poor. And again, I am always having Rod in here for the choice of clothes. I'm not going to do that. I've called his singing. I'm not going to do that as well. But there's plenty of material there for what he wore yesterday. Oh, plenty.